ever feel like God is not listening to you? That God maybe does not hear your prayer requests? I am here to say that He does. He listens to you. He knows what you want. He knows your thoughts, your prayers. He knows you better than you know yourself. But then why do we sometimes go in a season of doubting God, doubting if He hears us, doubting if He even sees us, doubting if we are worthy to be called the children of God? One of the biggest reasons I feel people leave Christ is because they feel like God is not listening to them, and that makes them feel uncomfortable. A lot of the times when people come to Christ, they think all my dreams, all my answers, they're going to be fulfilled. That is not always true, because God knows us better than we know ourselves. So even if we want something in life, He may not want that. We are human. We feed the flesh. God feeds the spirit. And I'm just here to let you know that God does listen to you. He answers prayers, but He doesn't always answer our prayers the way that we thought or the way that we hoped. Matthew 6, verse 5 and 6 says, "When you pray, don't be like the hypocrites who love to pray publicly on the street corners and in the synagogues where everyone can see them. I tell you the truth, this is all the reward we'll ever get. But when you pray, go away by yourself, shut the door behind you, and pray to your Father in private. Then your Father, who sees everything, will reward you." Now, when people read this, a lot of people think, I cannot pray aloud. I have to go inside my room. I have to close the door and just pray silently. Do that. More people need to pray in silence. More people need to pray alone. It is beautiful to pray out in public. I pray for people out in public. But if it's something intimate that I want, I go and have that intimate time with the Lord. When I pray publicly, I'm mainly praying for other people. People will come up to me and they say, "Daniela, I am struggling in this area. Can you pray for me?" Or they'll ask for advice about life or faith, and they need some guidance, and I'll give them guidance or help mentor people, but I always send in a prayer, and that's for them. If I want to pray to myself, I always pray in my head or a whisper. You need to have that intimacy with God, because He is your Father. It says in Matthew 6, pray to your Father. And your Father who sees everything, He is all loving, all knowing, all powerful. He will reward you. He may not reward you in what you wanted at that period of time. It may take time, but He is going to reward you in ways that you just haven't even dreamed of. He's going to put His blessing upon you in ways that you can't even comprehend until you're in the middle of the blessing. Some of you may think, okay, Daniela, I do that. I go in my room, I'm driving to the grocery store, and I pray to God, but He's still not answering my prayers fast enough. The beautiful thing about God is He does not have a watch. A pastor at Gateway said that not too long ago, and it really stuck with me, that we have a phone, we have a clock, we have alarms, we have to get specific things done at a specific time. But God, He doesn't own a watch. He doesn't own a clock. It's His timing. And we need to be happy with that because His timing is perfect. How many times have you rushed into something and it didn't turn out to benefit you? I know I've done that so many times in my life, to where I wanted something instantly and I rushed to get it, and then it didn't fulfill me the way that I thought. And yet I knew if I took my time, and I would have gotten a better outcome. So it's all about time. If you're in a waiting season, that is a preparation season, that God is preparing you to go to the next level with Him. So God's timing's perfect. We just have to have hope in that. It's also important to know that God makes good choices for us. We're human, we're gonna make mistakes, but if we follow God and follow His timing, it's always gonna be amazing. It's gonna produce beautiful fruits. It's going to change people's lives. It's also important to understand that God's timing is different than what society says. Society says, oh, you need to have it now. You need to have instant gratification. The thing is, with instant gratification, it is quick. It's not long-term gratification. God is long-term gratification. Matthew 7:7 says, keep on asking and you will receive what you ask for. Keep on seeking and you will find it. Keep on knocking and the door will be open to you. 99.999999% of the time, God is not going to answer your prayer requests the first time you pray. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen, but I'm saying the majority of the time He wants to see how badly you want it. Because the more you ask God for it, the more He's going to be like, this is what she truly wants. It's not what she wants in the moment, it's what she's been keep on asking me for. So I'm going to give it to her. It's like if you ask your parents for everything, you know you're gonna get it right away. You only have to ask one time and your parents are like, boom, here you go, child. Even if it's not good for you, they're gonna give it to us. This makes you ungrateful. I know that that's a big, harsh vocabulary word, but it makes you ungrateful. Because you know you're gonna receive everything you ask for. God is creative and He listens and He gives us our prayer requests in a creative way so we can enjoy His gift to the fullest. So when our prayer request does get answered, we can be excited, we can conquer it, we can embrace it with everything we have. As I was creating this talk, I was reading The Faith of a Gentile Woman, and it's mainly just a woman that comes up to Jesus, and she wants Jesus to help her daughter who is possessed by demons. And the disciples wanted nothing to do with her because she's a Gentile and she's not a Jew. She, in the disciples' way, is bothering Jesus. And they mainly said to Jesus, she is bothering us with all her begging. Jesus, on the other hand, responded, I was sent only to help God's lost sheep, the people of Israel. It isn't right to take food from the children and throw it to the dogs. Then the woman goes, that's true, but dogs are allowed to eat the scraps that fall beneath their master's table. The woman showed faith and was persistent in Jesus. She easily could have said, I tried, I'm gonna go back home. But she went back to Jesus and said, but this is my faith. I'm showing you my faith in you. I'm showing that if I stay with you and if I have faith, if I have hope, I know you can do miracles. The woman had faith that Jesus could help her, and she continued to ask. She didn't give up even when Jesus was testing her faith, which is exactly what he was doing, I believe. After testing her faith, Jesus spoke, Dear woman, your faith is great. Your request is granted. When God tests our faith, we grow in our faith. We grow in a relationship with him, just like he did with the woman. And at the end, Jesus granted her wish. It's the same thing. Pray over and over and over to your Father. He will listen. I know recently I prayed for a family member who has just so much stress in her life. And I said, Lord, at your timing, release stress from her. I know you're not going to take all of the stress away, because that's not how you do. That's not how you do it, but take some of the burden off. I prayed for 4 days for this family member, morning and night. And when I came back from a trip that we went on, it was super fun. I reached out to this family member and she gave me a life update. And she said, this just randomly happened in my life and I feel less stressed out. And I go, good, because me and 2 other people were praying for you that stress would be taken off from you, that you could enjoy life more than you did before. And she just began crying, like bawling. And she goes, I've never had somebody pray for me in that way. And I knew that it wasn't gonna happen if I just prayed one time. We were gone Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We were gone for 4 days. We prayed morning and night. So we prayed 8 times for a family member of mine. Then when I got home, I found out that the prayers were answered. Repetition and knowing that it's God's timing, and just having faith that God hears you, because he does. God loves you so much. He loves you so much that he sent his own son to die on the cross for you. God loves you. You are loved. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. I will see you guys in my next video.